Right, so I was just telling you about what I saw online and really, really disturbing. So, one of the reasons why I wanted you to be the one to talk about it, because I also want you to learn from it. So, I've told you about this video that I saw where, should I show my face? So, I saw this video for now. Move over that I saw online. And this person was talking about people who were teaching and they didn't have a lot of followers, or people who were teaching marriage counseling and they didn't have a lot of marriage experience and things like that. And then you started to tell me stuff, not have a lot of subscribers or followers, maybe like 1,000, and then they're trying to do stuff. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so basically, hello everyone. My name is Daddy. So, from what I heard, I just wanted to say that despite today's society, I know that some people have different views and opinions about different things. However, in terms of not having a large audience before giving out knowledge, a lot of people have so much to give, so much love to share, so much knowledge to give out to the community, but they have very little followers. Some have 500, some have 1,000, some have 200. However, the people that we're looking up to that have millions of followers, it started from somewhere. So you can't really condemn them because they don't have the following. You can't wait till you have 1 million before you start giving things out. You have to start somewhere. The 1 million is not going to come out of nowhere. And in terms of the marriage counseling, I understand that, especially in the African community, it's like, oh, you have to, you maybe be married for like 50 years, 20, 30 years before you can say that, oh yes, I'm a married one, I can help you in a relationship. But even if that's an African way of thinking, in today's society that we have YouTube, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, and there's so many tips being shared out there that are helping so many relationships. People go to university to study psychology. You don't necessarily have to be married just to say that I can help you. There are people that are psychologists, they're trained to be therapists, but they're not married. They're not.
So if you have a brain surgeon that hasn't had a brain surgery, and then he wants to have an operation, you're gonna say, have you had a brain surgery before?
It doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. And let's even make it scriptural. Jesus fed 5,000 with what?
2 loaves of bread and 4 fish.
5 fish. So no, 3 fish, 5 loaves. Yeah, something like that. So did he have to have like a whole load of food to feed those people, or he believed?
He just believed.
And I can also remember when we started La Poche, we didn't have artificial grass. We didn't have a lot of things, but we started. Our classrooms had whiteboards with marker pens. Now we have interactive electronic boards now. So if we waited and we didn't start, then what? There was a time I didn't have an office, but we just started anyway. And people have a lot to give. So if I was waiting till the school was perfect, if I was waiting for perfection or this large space, if I'm waiting for the time when people say, oh, you have to mix with these people and you have to have X, Y, and Z, then there will be no traction. You need to move. I can remember also in the Bible that God asked Moses, because Moses didn't think he had anything to do a big miracle. And God said, what is in your hand? And what did he say? He said he had a rod. And that rod was used for miracles. So do not let anybody despise your humble beginnings. Start wherever you are, because this sort of statements can discourage people from starting. My YouTube channel grew from scratch to about 960 people in
4 months.
Yeah?
4 months.
No, that is 4 months now, but to 960 was in 2 months. So you can imagine, even in 4 months, that is like even great still on YouTube, because YouTube is one of the hardest places to actually get traction. And where did I learn from? From different people, even people that have small channels. I remember a girl, she's about 18, 19 or so, very young girl, NYSC, that she's doing, and she shared a lot of tips about how to grow. So we can learn from anybody. Because you're not large yet does not mean you don't have a lot to give. Those people started from somewhere, and they've forgotten the hustle now. The algorithms have changed, things have changed. If someone has experience and if someone has research, I think it's enough for them to be able to give whatever it is that they have. So if you are planning to start and you're feeling discouraged because you don't feel you're at the point of perfection, I want to encourage you to start, and don't listen to any negative words or naysayers. Oh, being this person my friend, I'm not angry. I'm just saying because it hit me, because it's something that I've walked. when people wanted me to be perfect. I can remember when there was time when we painted the school, it was only the front of the school that was painted, the sides weren't painted. There were times when the classrooms were not all completed. We were just using a few at a time. So what you see now, we tell new staff, what you see now is like finished product. I know exactly where we started from. The struggles were there. And remember that even when we started the school, we had the armed robbery. They cleared us back and we were set back again. But guess what? We continued. Dada, do you have any closing words?
And also a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It might not be the exact order, but I've always remembered it. It says, do what you can with what you have and where you are, because it doesn't really matter where you are in life. These kind of statements also discourage the youth, because the same adults that can make these statements that without knowing will say it around someone, not necessarily directly to the young child, and they get discouraged because they feel like, okay, now that I don't have experience, I have to wait till I'm like 20 something. But there are so many kids that have started their channels when they were 12, 13. Now they're growing older on TikTok. Funny enough about the relationships, they're 19, 20-year-olds that have over millions. They started from somewhere, started giving out short tips and 60-second videos for different types of relationships with friends, spouses, and they're 19, 20. They're not even married, and they're doing so well and getting called for all sorts of things. So don't be discouraged. Just keep doing you, keep doing what you want. Yes, there will be haters, there will be people that might not necessarily mean what they're saying, but just know that everybody started from somewhere and it's going to be okay, and everybody's journey is different. So whether sometimes it gets discouraging, or we started at the same time but he has like 150 more followers than I do, but just know that God put us all on a different path and we all have our different ways to go. So don't get discouraged by all these kind of statements, and have a nice day.
And I'll conclude by saying something that Steve Harris and Fela Kuti often say. They often say, it's not what you don't have that limits you. It is what you have and you don't know what to do with it. So no matter what it is that you have, no matter how small it is, no matter how ugly it is, just start, okay? Rogia Posh loves you, and I'm sure Daddy does. Mwah.